About a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Tennessee Titans. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. More now to return. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Let's go! From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And this one is incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and it's 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that's to the former Titan, Corey Davis. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Throwing is Wilson. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
First and goal on the 6-yard line.
To throw is Wilson. Touchdown! It's complete. Michael Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Yeah, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. But whatever they said appears to have worked.
Let's go. Do this. At their own 25-yard line.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Tannehill. And right away, he lost the football. But it looked like the Titans were able to recover, and indeed, they will keep possession of the ball. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Tannehill. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at we'll call it the 37-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room and pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Wilson. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He's already topped his receiving output from a week ago, and we're just in the 1st quarter, as that's a 1st down. Now it's Hines. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson to throw. This to Hines on the drop-off. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we could...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And that might be Titan football. It is. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close, and it's not something they even imagine, because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off play action, Tannehill. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
A run with Henry on first down, but nowhere to go there as he can't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. To throw is Tannehill. Looking deep for Julio. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Titans. Julio Jones. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
Wilson uncorks one for Davis.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Pick puts it on the carpet. It's out. And some room to work. And now off to the races down the right side. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Corey Davis, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets have taken the lead.
But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminating touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the rookie from Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Now it's Tannehill. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Here's Tannehill. This will be caught by Brown. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
He dumps it off for Henry. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Tannehill now to throw. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Anthony Ferkser, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
That's caught right side by Mims.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
And Mims just had 23 catches as a rookie, but now in his 2nd season out of Baylor, he's hoping that his career elevates along with the rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, the Jets' number 2 pick overall.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From midfield now, here's Wilson.
He'll air this one out for Mims. And oh, he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Right there. 54, right there, right there. 54, watch the slip, watch the slip.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the 50, it's Tannehill. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Julio Jones once again the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Tannehill. His throw incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. He's got a man. It's Ferkser, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. Bulldozes past him. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. This will go to Henry out wide. That catch good for only a couple.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
From the 35 on second down, Tannehill. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
Good play there by the versatile Danico Autry. He can play inside or outside on the defensive line. 3 seasons in Indianapolis before signing with the Titans in March. He had 7.5 sacks in 2020.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. And that is caught. It's Davis. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 34.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way all the way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown or for him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left for a big play.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
5 yards remain on second down. On the option, it'll be Wilson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think his big boys up front, that offensive line, they've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And Mims has got it. Touchdown, Jets. Denzel Mims, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are going to take the lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Tannehill. Caught on the right side by Jones.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A third down gain of 19. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run it again with Henry. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Titans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And some space here. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him. And once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. It's picked up by the Titans. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Tennessee Titans.
Cameron Batson now from his end zone.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. So on 4th down, the Titans will turn it over to their punter since 2009, and that's Brett Kern. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They begin the drive with Hines. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A gain of 22.
So the completion there from Zach Wilson, rookie out of BYU. Charles, what do you think they have to be on the lookout for defensively here, trying to slow him down?
Well, to me, it's sitting on the shorter and intermediate routes because he is an accurate thrower coming out of college. I think he was 73% his last season at BYU. So I'd give him as many looks as I could, but I'd force him to throw the ball over my head because a lot of the young quarterbacks, they want the safe completions, the easy throws early. Make him throw it deeper where he has to take a little bit more of a chance.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. That catch good for only a couple.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a shot.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did.
the Lincoln Tunnel, through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go. It should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Tennessee Titans. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Second down, they go again with Henry. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 28. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. A first down carry for Henry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd and 4.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Henry. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on 1st and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
Henry again. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry. his second touchdown on the season. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Wilson on first down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Breon Borders. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Second and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. Open man is Denzel Mims. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
So, Charles, take nothing away from this young man under center because I know people think he's got a very bright future in this league, but I have to figure the defensive coordinators love the thought of squaring off against a rookie quarterback.
And especially if they have guys they can put together a game plan with that's going to confuse, disguise a lot of coverage, make this kid think a little bit. Because in college, he's seen a lot of things. Let's not get it wrong here. But at the same time, in the NFL, you can do so much more because of the athletes you have, because of their football IQ. And don't forget, you're going to throw a couple extra rushers at him as well. See if he can handle the pressure when those guys come at him.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Tannehill. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Again to Henry. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. So the Titans are forced to punt as Brett Kern is on to do the honors. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Second and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break up their routes quickly as well.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. That's taken in by Firkser. Touchdown, Titans. Anthony Firkser, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Let's get it. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
From the gun, it's Wilson. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Again, Wilson. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to make this a close game again. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Brian Poole. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Delaney Walker, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets can take the lead now with the extra point. Now the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened.
Oh, he sheds himself free. 30. 10. Touchdown, Titans. Julio Jones. 76 yards. And the Titans are going to retake the lead.
CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that'll make this a 6-point game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
Right there, 54, right there.
They run with Hines. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Wilson now to throw on third down. And he finds Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Wilson on the hook up to Davis. First down, Jets. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Hines. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. What did you see on that one? Rookie mistake or just good defense?
It was a combo play, but the rookie quarterback, he'll take it all on his shoulders, and the frustration level is evident. You can see it with him. You know, if that's a veteran quarterback, he walks off like he just threw a touchdown pass because he doesn't want to show that to the defense. The young guys, they take it more to heart. It's on their sleeve a little bit. He'll learn as he goes along how to hide his emotions.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now it's Tannehill. Throw left side here, hauled in by the tight end Firkser. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And remember, the Titans lost Jonnu Smith, their #1 tight end the last few years, when he signed with New England in free agency. So that might open up a few more looks for Firkser, and he makes a smooth catch there.
On first down, it's Henry. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Seven yards left for second down. Ball at the 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Tannehill. He dumps it off for Henry. And it's a Titans touchdown. Make that now 4 touchdown passes for Ryan Tannehill. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Going deep for Walker. It got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On first down, Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Now Wilson. Looking long for Thomas. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening.
so maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Moore now on the return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. And Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take it.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. He's got a man. Complete. Escapes the defender. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And talk about a quick answer. This looked like a missed assignment. You'd think someone would be able to rein him in after he makes this catch, but he's so slippery in the open field, he's able to take it all the way to the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill.
A check down here for Henry.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
And how'd you like to be a cornerback, having to come up to try and tackle that big man out of the backfield? Heck, how'd you like to be a linebacker or a defensive lineman, because he's as big as all of them. Derrick Henry, not utilized a whole lot in the passing game, just 19 catches a year ago. But when you swing it to him out of the backfield, look out.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
45 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Henry relishing the chance to be the Titans' lead dog. He's in the backfield again on 1st and 10.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. They'll run on first down. Henry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. That's complete to his tight end, Firkser. Touchdown! Anthony Firkser, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. So now Tannehill leading his crew to the line to go for 2. Tannehill looking to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Set to return it. Here's Moore. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Wilson. That is caught by Mims.
Missed.
It will not go down. Touchdown, Jets. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. On first down, Tannehill looking downfield for Jones. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And it's a Titans touchdown. Julio Jones. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. when you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Here's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Tannehill. A slant to Jones. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Tannehill. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Right there, 54, right there.
Wilson. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Wilson. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown! Michael Thomas with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jets have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They run with Henry on first down, but nothing much materializing as he'll get forward only for about a yard. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. This will go to Henry out wide. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Tannehill on 3rd down. Looking deep for Julio. The pass pulled in by Jones. What a catch. And it's a Titans touchdown. Julio Jones. 62 yards. And the Titans might be headed to the win column for the first time this season as they add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Now Wilson on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kevin Byard. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
First down.
Derrick Henry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Here's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
First down, Titans.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Again, a run with Evans. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance. Maybe you go play action, show your quarterback. You got a little confidence and fling another one.
From the 29, Wilson. Finding Walker complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a first down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
For Zach Wilson, you have to figure if you're going to be drafted number 2 overall, you better have a big arm. And he does not disappoint there.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one at 62 yards in the air.
And the Titans are going to recover the football. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Tannehill to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game.
And there it is, Brandon, taking a knee. They get their first win of the season. They're now 1-3. And I remember when a 1-3 start meant you didn't even talk about going to the playoffs. Nowadays in the NFL, you still got a shot.
Yeah, and a big difference between 1-3 and 0-4.
I think they're going to practice really well next week, riding this momentum of this win.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Titans, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.